Hey guys, I have a weekly grocery haul for you today. I kind of fell off the wagon doing these, but honestly, they really do help keep me on track. Wow, my hair looks really good right now. Anyways, they really help me to stay on track, and so when I start getting off like doing them, then I start, overspending and not cooking as much as I should and all of that. So I wanted to stop that now and go ahead and do another haul. Oh, I want to show you guys something. Hi, buddy. Hi. What are you doing? What's you doing? Oh, can you say hi to everyone? Hi. This is Chuck. He's my new puppy. And Chuck is going to be trained as a service animal to me. I have been needing and wanting one for a really long time. So I'm happy that I finally could get one. Hey Chuck, come here. Hi. Can you say hi? Oh, you're going to show him what a good boy you are? Hey, you want to show him your favorite toy? Looky here. Ooh. Yeah, he loves playing, and he's honestly an amazing dog. Amazing dog. I couldn't have gotten luckier with the one that I chose, and he's just an awesome dog. So I wanted to show you him. Here's his big kennel that looks terrible in my living room, but I got one that's big enough for when he's full grown, because he will be over 100 pounds. So he's a full-blooded German Shepherd, in case you're wondering, and my apartment is kind of a wreck with him here because he is so messy. He drags in leaves and all kinds, and this is my front door rug that's supposed to be here. So yeah, he's a little tyrant, but I love him. So I thought he just peed, but he didn't. I was about to freak out. I better take him out though, so I'll be right back. Okay, we just got in from outside, and he used the potty, so now he knows that he gets a treat. Chuck, do you want to show him that you're a good boy? Hey, come here. Can you sit? Good boy. Yes, that's a good boy. Typically, I tear these because they're a little big for him. Good boy. Can you shake? Shake. We haven't quite figured shake out, but we can sit. Hey, sit. Good boy. Yes, that's a good boy. He's really smart. It's incredible. It did not take long. Good boy. It did not take long to potty train him at all. Oh my God, what keeps happening to my hair? I can't deal with this. Anyways, it did not take long for me to potty train him. Like, he is just the best dog. Chuck, are you the best dog? Yes, I think you are. Can you say bye to everyone? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Anyways, I'm back now, and my hair doesn't look quite as crazy, I don't think. Anyways, okay, let's get on to the grocery haul now that you've seen my adorable doggy. So, I spent a total of $53, but 10 of that actually comes from my holiday money. It's for my brother-in-law's birthday, and I'll show you what I got him. But first, let me show you the groceries. I found this little baby French loaf for only 43 cents, so I thought I was going to buy this and put it in the freezer. It does expire today, but I'll just freeze it and then take it out whenever I need it. I couldn't really pass that 43 cents for a yummy loaf of bread. So I also picked up this little pronged folder, and I need this to put some recipes that I have in it. I'm really trying to cook from scratch a lot more now, and I have cookbooks, but I also have a few separate recipes like my mom's and stuff that need to be in something, so I thought I'd just get this pronged folder to keep those in and then keep them up in the cabinet with my cookbooks. So hey, what are you doing? Are you being naughty? Say no, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. Just so you know, this is how every video is going to go. I'm not going to be able to get one done without acknowledging my precious dog. So, anyways, folder was on clearance for 25 cents. Bread on clearance for 43 cents. I got 2 pizza crust mix, and these are really easy, and I do want to try to make my own homemade pizza crust, but I don't know. I did not buy any yeast, and I think I have to have yeast, and so that's going to be next trip. I kind of ran out of funds, and so I did not buy yeast. These are 52 cents each, so just a little over $1 for 2 pizza crusts, and this kind is actually really, really good. You just have to add hot water. I got these pie pans. This is 3 pie pans, and I need this for a quiche that I'm going to be making, and it's a recipe that I found from a Weight Watchers cookbook, and these were $1.88. This is my treat. You guys know I always get something bad. Well, this is definitely the bad that I got. These are Oreo churros. Look at these. Look at them. Holy cow. These look so good. I'm so excited to try these. The only reason I got these, besides the fact of them being delicious, is they were on sale. Typically, they are, I think, over $4, but they were on sale for $2.98. Or I think maybe they're $3.50. I don't know. I saved some money, and so that's why I went ahead and bought them as my treat for this time. Can't wait to try these. I got 2 things of ground turkey. So this is a little over 2.5 pounds, or right at 2.5 pounds. The 93.7 was actually cheaper than the 83.15 or 85.15, which I thought was crazy, but it was definitely cheaper, and so I picked up 2 of those because everything I'm making I really need ground beef for. Let me make sure that these ring up. Yes, they were on sale for $3.98. Typically they were like $4.48 or something like that, so I did save a little money, and it's a leaner meat, so that's pretty cool. Over here I have 1 bell pepper. I'm going to be making Wendy's chili. I know you're probably sick of me making that, but honestly it's so good. I love it, and it's fairly healthy, and so a bell pepper for the chili. I got a frozen bag of the California style mixed vegetables. This is my favorite mixed vegetable kind. So these were $1.44, and this will be 2 servings for me because that's a pound bag. So pretty good deal there. I got some fat-free half and half. Again, this is for a quiche that I'm making. They didn't have any small ones, so I got the bigger one. I got some skim milk for several different things. I got fat-free sour cream. I'm making tacos one night, and some low-fat cottage cheese. This goes in the quiche. I got some unsalted butter. This is for the quiche crust. I'm literally hand making everything, so I'll probably show you guys how that turns out, if it turns out well. And then I had to get several things for baking. But like I said, I want to start home making a lot of things, and I just didn't have the materials at home, so I did have to get some things. So first I got the apple cider vinegar, and this was $1. And then I got some distilled white vinegar. This was like 82 cents, I think. And then I got some Worcestershire sauce for $1. That's for something I'm making, I don't remember. And then I had to get vegetable shortening, which I had absolutely no idea what that was, so I had to Google it, and so I'm glad it showed me this picture because then I knew what to get. This wasn't too expensive. I think it was like $2 and something. Had to get a can of fat-free evaporated milk. This is for, I think this is for the quiche too. The quiche kind of required a lot of stuff, but obviously I'm not going to be using all of this, and so I can use it in several other recipes. A big can of diced tomatoes for the Wendy's chili. A can of the pineapple tidbits. I am going to be making the pizza. It's bacon pineapple pizza. It is my favorite. It is so, so, so good. So I got a can of those. This yogurt is so good. Last year when these came out and they were at Aldi, I got them all the time. And I found these out, I was at Walmart, and they had the Oikos brand pumpkin pie flavored yogurt. It is so good. I hope this kind is just as good as the Aldi. So, I think that's all my groceries, and then I'll show you what I got my brother-in-law for his birthday. This is the Ozark Trail tumbler cups, and this is the off-brand, if you will, of the Yeti. And I have the smaller one. I think mine's the 20 ounce. This one is the 30 ounce. This one is $9.74. My 20 ounce was $7 and something. But honestly, just as good as the Yeti, and for an awesome deal, and I think he'll get a lot of use out of that, so I thought that would be a nice little gift for him. So that is where about $10 came from of my grocery bill. So I have some chicken left from last week, and I still have sweet potatoes and regular potatoes, so I do have things in the pantry to add to my list, but I'm definitely going to be having tacos. I'm having home-style meatballs with mashed potatoes. I'm having chicken with the mixed veggies and probably baked sweet potato or something. And the quiche is going to be for my breakfast. And the pizza. So yeah, those are my meals for this week. I will see you guys later. Bye. Okay, I've gotten most of my cleaning done and now it is lunchtime, and I thought I would make a pizza and then I can also have the leftovers for dinner, but I love this pizza so much. It's so good. This is all you need. I buy this pizza crust from Walmart. It's 52 cents. I do want to start making my own just, you know, from scratch pizza crust mix, but for a quick, easy thing, this is great. And again, only 52 cents. You just need a half a cup of hot water. Any toppings that you want. This is going to be a pineapple and bacon pizza because, oh my goodness, I love pineapple and bacon pizza. And then you need some pizza sauce. Again, this is just from Walmart. It was, I think, $1.50 or so. And then some mozzarella cheese. So that's all you need. A bowl to mix the dough in, and then I have a pizza stone that I use that makes it nice and crisp and good. And one other thing, you do have to have like a tablespoon of vegetable oil for the crust. So I'm just going to show you guys how I prepare this. It's very, okay. Okay, so all you do Okay, so my timer has gone off and here's my ball of dough. It doesn't really rise a whole lot, so don't get freaked out if you see that it hasn't really grown, because that's not really the purpose of that. So now we're just going to put it on the pizza stone, or you could use a little aluminum pan if you would rather. But how I like to do mine, honestly, I'm not very fast at this, so I'll probably speed up the video, but I just start pressing it down with my palms, try to make a circle with it. I do a little bit of, you know, tossing it to make it stretch it out a little bit, but honestly, just work with it until it's the shape that you want it. Again, it takes me a little bit of time to do this. If your dough is really sticky, put a couple of tablespoons or a tablespoon on your pan or whatever surface you're rolling your dough out on, and that will make it easier to play with the dough to where it doesn't stick to the pan. I'm not having that problem on my pizza stone, but you may be if you're using a regular pan. So anyways, I'm just going to play with this until it becomes a big pizza round shape. This is what we're going with. Obviously you can see that shaping the crust for me is what takes the actual longest of this whole process. So eventually I thought I would get better at it, but I'm not, and it still takes me a while to get it pressed out how I want it. So, and you can also see this does not make a very big pizza. So if you have a bigger family, you probably, if you're feeding more than 2 people, you'll want to make 2 pizzas or more. So, but still looking at the cost of a 50-cent crust, and then, you know, your ingredients will go more than just 1 pizza. It's still a budget meal. So I form up my crust, like I like a thicker crust, so a lot of mine is bunched up here on the sides where the crust is. And then you're going to want to take a fork and poke a lot of holes in it, and this will prevent the pizza from bubbling up and becoming a huge bubble of crust. So generously poke some holes. And once you've done that, you are going to put the crust in the oven that you preheated to 475. You're just gonna bake it for 5 minutes with no topping or anything on it. So I've got my oven heated. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but be sure to preheat your oven to 475 before you start. That way it's ready to go once you're done. So I'm gonna turn my timer on for 5 minutes, and when that comes out, you just put your toppings on and then bake it some more. So I will show you that process. So it's been 5 minutes. I took my pizza crust out. This is what it looks like. It's obviously not completely done, but it is kind of puffed up as it should. So now just your basic pizza things. Add your sauce, and I like a lot of sauce on homemade pizza, but on like restaurant pizzas I do not like a lot of sauce, but for some reason this kind I do. So I'm just gonna spread that out with a spoon. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more. But as I said, 1 jar of this sauce will last you 3 or 4 pizzas, especially if they're this size, maybe even more depending on how much sauce you like. But I'm just gonna spread that around, try to make it as even as possible. And then I'm gonna take my cheese that I just got from Walmart. Woo! Almost spilled it all. And start putting handfuls on it. And again, 1 bag of cheese is going to make more than 1 pizza if you're making this size pizza. Even if you're making a bigger pizza, it should still be okay. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a couple handfuls over it. Spread it out. There we go. And then for my toppings, while this was in the oven, I cooked my bacon. It was actually already fully cooked, and I just put it in the microwave to crisp it up a little bit. I'm just gonna spread that out on the pizza. And this was about 4 pieces of bacon, so just to give you an idea if you're making the same kind. And I know it's weird that I don't eat Canadian bacon with pineapple, but I don't really like Canadian bacon, but regular bacon is delicious. And then I'm going to take my pineapples, which I drained the juice from this little can, and I'm just gonna spread those around. I'm not gonna use the entire can of pineapples, so I'll probably just eat the leftovers, but I just want to get a good even spread of them on here because that is my favorite part, is tasting the sweet with all of the salt. So, okay, now that I have my toppings, I'm going to put this back in the oven for 9 to 11 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's out. Okay guys, here is the pizza fresh out of the oven. It smells so good. It's obviously not the prettiest pizza in the world, but it is delicious. It's cheap. It's quick. You can't ask for too much more in a meal like this. So, this is lunch and dinner for Sunday. Okay, so here's the pizza. Homemade pizza for lunch on Sunday. So now I'm just gonna eat this. I am continuing my binge watch of Connie Porter videos. Go subscribe to her if you haven't, because her videos are really entertaining. She's super honest, and it's kind of like, you know, she'd be your friend in real life type of thing. So definitely go check her out if you haven't already. And that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm in a very cooking mood today, so I'm going to make a dinner that takes more than 5 minutes to make. From my Pioneer Woman cookbook. I don't really know which one this is, if you can tell. It just says, oh, let me see on the side. The Pioneer Woman Cooks, and it's a teal color. I guess it doesn't have a name. Anyways, I'm going to make PW's creamy mashed potatoes. And with that, I am making comfort meatballs. So, I'm halving the recipe because it's just little old me eating it. But to start off, I have 1 pot of water boiling. I have my 2.5 pounds of potatoes here. I'm going to wash them and peel them. And then I believe my next step would be to boil them. Yes, add the potatoes to the pot, increase the heat to high, bring them, okay. Okay, so this is how many meatballs it makes if you're halving the recipe. And the size amount I used this is actually for cookie dough, like if you're making cookies, but I just scooped it out of the bowl, pressed it down in here, and then released them onto the pan. So they're all going to be fairly the same size, and that's how many you'll get with half the recipe, which is a little over 1/2 pound of ground turkey. I'm using ground turkey instead of ground beef, by the way. The recipe calls for beef, but I don't really eat beef, and so ground turkey it is. So anyways, this is how many meatballs you will get for that amount, and now I'm going to put these in the refrigerator for 30 to 45 minutes, which is fine because I just now put my potatoes in the water to boil. Okay, so here are what my potatoes look like before I put them in the oven. Yes, you do bake these mashed potatoes after you make them. Again, this is the Pioneer Woman's recipe for potatoes. They are not healthy, they are not healthy, they are not healthy. Just know that before you start making them. Also, a recommendation that I would give would be to read the recipes in their entirety before you start cooking, because what will happen, everything won't be done at the right time. So, let me show you something else I did. This is the mashed potatoes page, and I did not know that there was a page after this. So I thought once you mix the cream cheese in, you're done. But you're not. It has another page, another page here with the rest of the instructions. So keep that in mind. You want to look at all the recipes you're making. You want to look at those first. That way everything is coming out at the same time. So that's just a little tip if you're going to be using a cookbook for your recipes. Just remember to view all of that. This is a messy recipe, and this is a time-consuming recipe, so definitely keep that in mind, because it really, it does take time. It takes a lot of not a lot of ingredients, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of prep for this meal specifically. So I'm gonna take my meatballs now. They've been in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, and I think the goal is just to make sure they don't fall apart when you pick them up. So these are not bad, they're a little mushy, but I'm gonna go ahead and start them. So the instructions say to dredge them in the flour. So I'm gonna put several of them in the flour here, and that helps them stick too. I'll get these going, just kind of roll them around in there. Here's my little baby one for the last bit. However many you think will fit in your pan at one time. So, whoops. And I, in the meantime, have 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil heating there. And the recipe actually calls for canola oil, which I don't have. Honestly, I don't know the difference. I don't think it'll make a big difference in these. But if you guys know the difference between canola and vegetable oil and why you would have to use one and not the other, let me know, because it would be nice to learn something like that. So, okay. I've dredged these puppies. Now I'm going to very gently set them in the oil, which I now need to heat up. My oven is slanted, and so the oil does not transfer throughout the whole pan, which is annoying. But okay, so I'm gonna let these cook. I'm gonna move my oil around a little bit, and you just want to brown them because you're also gonna be baking these. So you just want to get them nice and brown, and then they will go into this baking dish, and then I'll show you what's next once I have all of these browned. Okay, so I've browned up all of my meatballs, and in the meantime mixed up my sauce, and this is just gonna go on top of it. So it says just to evenly pour it. So let's see if I can kind of spread it out here. Evenly pour it over the meatballs, and then these are going to bake for 45 minutes in the oven. So again, this dinner is timely. This is not something this is like a Sunday dinner where you're home all day and evening to cook. This is probably not something you're gonna wanna do, you know, right when you get home from work, because you won't be eating until, you know, late. So anyways, this is gonna go in the oven for 45 minutes. My potatoes are already in there cooking. I'm just gonna leave them in there the whole time as well, and then it should be good to go. Okay guys, here's the finished product. The PW's baked mashed potatoes and the turkey meatballs, both from, oh my gosh, why can't I think now? Pioneer Woman's Cookbook. Wow, I could not remember that. Honestly, so delicious. This was worth the time and the effort. So good. I will try to find the recipe on Pinterest and post it. If you watched earlier in the video, I obviously got it from her actual cookbook, but I'm sure I can find it on Pinterest, so I will post the recipe below. So good. So glad I took the time to make this, and so glad that I have leftovers. Okay, so for dinner tonight, I'm trying to use up the rest of my meatballs, and so I have taken out the bread that I paid 43 cents for, cut it in half, and took the center filling out of it, and then I put several meatballs on here and a couple slices of provolone cheese, and now I'm just going to put this back in the oven and toast it up a tiny bit, and then I also have some french fries. Okay, dinner on Monday is a little homemade meatball sub with the extra meatballs from the recipe I made the other night with some melted provolone cheese, and then the little french fries that I got from the Dollar Tree. I just baked them in the oven, and some ketchup.